Hi, it's Hot Rod again. If you are familiar with our website or our forum, along with standard reviews, we do what we call icon reviews. Icon reviews are for toys that there's something special about them. And now that I've moved on from doing text reviews, which would take days in some cases, and I'm doing video reviews, it's time that we did our first icon video review. And this time around the icon review is for Generation 1 Optimus Prime. If you've been looking at our information on our YouTube channel, we've been putting up what's coming up as far as reviews go. And one of the bits of information says that this is a personal and special one to me, and it is. When I was a kid, my parents couldn't get me Optimus Prime. I finally got one from my wife. She found one in a kind of a knick-knack kind of store in Manchester, and she came home with him for me. And it was very, very special for me to have finally my hero. Still to this day, Optimus Prime is still my hero, and to have the toy, the perfect representation of the toy of that figure. He's got all the trademarks of Prime. He's got the stripe down the side of the truck here, with the stripe along there, which is foil. It's kind of shimmery. An Autobot logo in the middle there. There is some rivet detailing along the trailer with some lines. The tires are rubber with chrome here on the rims. That carries over onto the actual truck as well. The smokestacks, these are the shorter American smokestacks to comply with safety regulations. They're chrome as well, with these chrome drums here. And he's got the silver sticker stripe here, which again is kind of shiny like this. The windows are clear here, and this does fall down to reveal some seats, which I'll actually show you in a moment. And then the cab is red with dark blue on the umbilical here, which does actually clip into the thing really nicely. And then on top there's an Autobot rub sign as well on the platform, which becomes the head. It's a really, really nice truck mode as they go. I mean, it's, you know, because of the rubber tires, it rolls really nicely, and you can actually kind of turn them pretty well with the umbilical. This is my holy grail of my collection. I would part with other figures. I would never part with Optimus Prime from Generation 1. Okay, so the cab, when it just attaches by this little nub here on the end, which is obviously, you can see probably there, it's got some dust on it. It just separates from the trailer there. There's nothing to kind of lock it in place, but it doesn't really need to be locked in place. The cab by itself is gorgeous. I think it's just, like I said, it's just truly iconic of the Transformers range. And that's really it. I mean, that's your robot. As per Generation 1 sort of styling and design, there isn't an awful lot of posability. Like, you can kind of bend the legs or the whatever, but you can't really kind of get like posing out of it. There's no way to really support it, and a lot of things are on springs. The only thing that you can't really do with Prime here is move the arms up and down. The wrists get a bit of rotation because they're on pegs, and then you can do that sort of stuff. That's on both. The head you can kind of move up and down and stuff, but it would be unclipping the panel that it's attached to, and it doesn't swivel. But I mean, it's of the time, you know, it really is. His standard kind of Prime gun that we're all familiar with can clip into either fist, and you can clip it in. You can actually clip it in sort of flush because it's kind of long, or if you want to deepen it, you can kind of have it sideways, which a lot of people on a lot of kind of promotional pictures have it as. And what I actually have, what I was saying before, is that this bit folds down. Now it does fold down, and there are these kind of seats in here which were for Diaclone toys. I got the e-hobby reissue of Galvatron in the Anime Correct colours, and he came with this golden matrix, miniature golden matrix, which you can hang on a chain. But what I found was a nice kind of surprise was that you can actually, the gap between these is the same as the gap in Prime's chest, and it just slots in perfectly. And you can actually close the chest up, and Prime is complete with his matrix behind his chest. Okay, so Prime's trailer came as a kind of a command station for the other Autobots. As far as the toy goes, it is the same kind of deal. You fold down this part and you split the cab in two, or split the trailer in two, and then you can rear up the robot here, this kind of workstation. Roller came with Prime. If we all remember the kind of, I don't really remember seeing Roller much outside of More Than Meets the Eye, but I could be wrong on that. As far as the cartoons go, as we all know, he shows up in the comics and stuff like that quite a bit, including the IDW stuff. But we only really seen him, as far as I can remember, in More Than Meets the Eye. Roller is nothing more than a kind of a people carrier shuttle type thing. Also designed to take Diaclone men. He's very, very simple, solid plastic with black plastic wheels, and that's about it. This one's silver. I know there's a whole bunch of other variations. He comes with a peg on the very top of the back, where you can slot in Prime's blaster, which Simon Furman and the guys used to a high degree in the IDW comics there. Additionally, with the trailer, there was a firing mechanism here. Again, to comply with the safety laws, it doesn't fire. It was supposed to shoot the Roller and I guess some other deluxes out, but they removed it for the safety laws. The kind of this cannon arm thing, it doesn't turn, but you can bend it so you can get a couple of, that does fire, and you can get a couple of like sort of poses out of it as well. It'll also, you can actually have it up and it will close, the trailer will close with it stuck out, like so. He also comes, this thing comes with a couple of repair arms as well, and they do open ever so slightly. Except this, the far arm here is more like Teletran 1 satellite. As you can see, I've put the bare minimum, even on Optimus Prime I've put the bare minimum of stickers because I wanted to keep him as close to the animation model as possible. But the trailer is pretty nice. The canopy does actually open as well for a Diaclone man, but we didn't get them, so you could stick a Zoid or a Mantiforce figure in there, I guess. And that's kind of really it. I mean, why does he make the icon list? He makes the icon list because it's Optimus Prime. It's Optimus freaking Prime. Well, you've got Optimus Prime in the icon reviews already. We've got Masterpiece Prime in there. But without this figure, you wouldn't have all the subsequent Optimus Primes that we've had since. So it is important that this figure be represented in the as far as the icon figures go. I mean, Optimus Prime and Megatron are the two key characters above all other characters in the Transformers lore. It's almost a shame they keep coming back to them, because every time they do, they cheapen the characters a little bit more. But that being said, if you didn't have them, you wouldn't have what we have now. You wouldn't have had 20 odd years worth of success. It doesn't get any better. Like, this is the whole, he's the reason I got into collecting Transformers toys. That's why he makes the icon review. That's really it. As I said, this was going to be kind of a personal one. That's why there hasn't been many jokes and things in it, but that's because Prime means a lot to me, and so does this figure. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll be coming back with more cheeky reviews soon. Cheers, bye.